A very good morning to all of you, my dear students. So we have to discuss today about the things that why federalism is so successful in India. So how is federalism practiced in our country? We'll have to see to it regarding the syllabus also. It is also mentioned there. So first of all, let us see how is federalism practiced in India. What are the things written in our constitution also? We'll have to go through this one. So the basic thing is that the provisions are there, the rules and regulations have been made and framed in the constitution regarding the living of the citizens of India, how we should live, and even the how the government will work. All the things have been laid down in the constitution, but only laying down the provisions in the constitution is not enough for the success of federalism in India. These provisions are really not sufficient for its success. Not sufficient means was means those provisions have to be implemented also. If we will write the provisions only in the constitution and no one will take care about that one, then that would be not sufficient. That is over there. So what led to the success of federal system in India? Let us see what are the things there. The real success of federalism in India can be pointed out towards the nature of democratic politics. The nature of democratic politics is largely responsible for the success of federalism system in India. Now, what is meant by this word democratic politics? Means in a democratic country, what are the policies? The nature of the policies, democratic policies that we are enjoying in our country or that we are implementing in our country, that is the real success of federalism in India. The policies which have been adopted by the government of India in this democratic country, those policies are largely responsible for the success of federalism in India. So if someone say no, that only the provisions that have been laid in the constitution are real success, are the reason for the real success of federalism in India, then I would not be with that person. That is not sufficient. Yes, that is necessary. The provision should be there in the constitution. The rules and regulations should be written down in a book. That book is the constitution. But not merely writing the rules and regulations, pointing the provisions is not enough. Yes, that is necessary. I understand and I agree to it that it is necessary, but the policies which are adopted by the government are also largely responsible for the success of the country, also for success of the federalism also. So we are going to look after a few of the policies of the government of India which are responsible for the success of federalism in India. The democratic politics in our country ensured, and this is important over here. If you will get 2 marks question or 3 marks answers or 1 marks, so you can write over here. See, you can see the democratic politics in our country ensured that the spirit of federalism, respect for diversity. Another thing that is most important, respect for diversity. Different types of people live in our country, people of different religion, people of different faith, people of different culture, they all live in our country. And even people speaking different languages also, people enjoying and celebrating different type of festivals also, so they are all living in our country, so we have to give them all respect. So respect for diversity. And even the most challenging, one of the most challenging was that the desire of living together. If the people will not desire to live together all through in this country, then no one can unite them. So the first and the foremost thing is that citizens should have the desire of living together in our country. So these are the basic goals and that become shared ideals in our country also. So these are the things, desire for living together, we should share these ideas in our country, and that really became the ideas of the country. So the policies adopted by our country is ensuring that the spirit of federalism always be alive. Means the people should think about federalism, about the distributions of powers among different organizations or different levels of government. So that is the spirit of federalism. And we should all also have respect for diversity, and desire of living together also. So that is also quite important, desire for living together. So these all became the shared ideas in our country. So these are the pillars, you can say these are the pillars for the success of federalism in India. So let us see what is next. Some of the policies adopted by India. We will have to discuss regarding those policies. So let us see what is that. Let us look some of the major ways by which federalism has been quite success in India. So we will have some look about the some of the policies of the government. Test number one, we are going to test the policies of the government, and test number is one is what? Linguistic states. Linguistics and states based on the language of the people. Let us see. The creation of linguistic state was the first and a major test for democratic politics in our country. When our country got independence in the year 1947 from the Britishers, so there was a just chaos, or you can say people were all discussing about the division of the states on the basis of what? On the basis of language. People were asking for, citizens were asking for, and leaders were asking for the division of the states, or the power to be given to the states according to the language that they are speaking. And that was the first and the major test for our policies, for our democratic policies in our country. Many old states have vanished, बहुत सारे old states को खत्म किया गया, and many new states have been created on the basis of what? On the basis of this linguistic areas, boundaries, and the names of the states have also been changed. We are all talking about after independence, what really happened, and how the states have been divided, and how the areas were divided, boundaries were taken, and the names of the states also have been changed, because the most of the states were the name of the most of the states were given by the Britishers. So people want to just forget all about the past, so they all started changing the name of the states also, and they also defined, or you can say redefined, the areas and the boundaries of the states also. In 1947, the boundaries of several old states of India were changed in order to create new states. For what? To ensure that people who spoke the same language lived in the same state. So that is the division of the state on the basis of the language. You can see over here, my students, that this was done. Old states were vanished or finished off, and new states were created. How can you create a state or new state? Yes, we can create new states by defining new areas and boundaries and giving a new name. So it is very easy to create or to merge two different states, or to create more states. So at that time, in the year 1947, a lot of thing has been done and implemented, and this is one of the thing that was tested to ensure that people who are speaking the same language, they live at the same place, so that they can contact each other and they can live with each other peacefully on the basis of languages. Let us see whether it was a success or a failure. Some states were created not on the basis of language, but to recognize differences based on culture, and some other states were created on the basis of culture, ethnicity, that is civilization or society, and even some states were designed or redefined on the basis of geographical culture, or geographical areas, or geographical things, such as Nagaland, Uttarakhand, and Jharkhand. These are the states which were created not on the basis of the language, that they were created on the basis of the culture, the civilization, or the society, or geographically. These states were created at that time. So was creating linguistic states a success? That is the question over here, that the states have been created on the basis of language, whether it was a success or not. Let us see. Was creating linguistic states a success? Let us see. Some national leaders feared, see what was happening there. Some national leaders were fearing. They feared that it would lead to the breakdown of the country. when the demand for the formation of states on the basis of language was raised. So some of the leaders were fearing, some leaders were with the decisions or with the proposal, or some leaders were against also. And those who were against, and why they were against, they were fearing down that it would lead to the breakdown, it will lead to the division of the country on the basis of language. So there was fear in the minds and the heart of the people also, on that, on those leaders also. They were fearing. The central government refused to accept linguistic states for some time. So previously the central government was not with the decision or with the thinking of dividing the states on the basis of language. They refused to accept these linguistic states for some time. But however, that was for some time only. The formation of linguistic states have been shown that it has actually made the country more united. As one of my student was there saying this thing also, that the formation of the states on the basis of language made our country more united. That is the thing over here. So we can say that that the first test, that is the division of the states according to the language, was a great success for India, our country. It has also made administration easier. That is the most important over here. It united the country, as well as one of the important thing, that it made the administration level or administrating the state in a very easier way, because everyone could understand the same language. So it is very easy to give and take instructions from one another. So that made very easy, and that made really that was really a great test and was a very successful test. And nowadays we are also having the same division over here on the basis of language also. Say test 2. Now next test is what about test 2, that is the language policies. So the government of India, as they have divided the states on the basis of language, so they must have some language policies also, you know? Like we might students might have joined a different WhatsApp group or Instagrams or many ways. So there are policies everywhere that we have to go or abide by the policies of the school, or whether it is the WhatsApp group policies. So we have to go through and we have to understand if we really want to be there. So what are the policies adopted by the government of India? Let us see on the basis of the language. Our constitution did not give the status of national language to any one language. So that was the most, or you can say the smartest thing that that the government of India has done, that the leaders have done, that they have not announced that this language is a particular national language. So they have not given this status of national language to any one of the language. So there should not be any confusion or discrimination on the basis of language. So national language, we don't have any national language. But Hindi, as it was spoken by 40% of the Indians, 40% is a major percentage. So as Hindi was spoken by 40% of Indians, so Hindi was identified as the official language, and as it is the mother tongue of only about 40% of Indians. The reason was also mentioned why only Hindi was adopted as the official language. Why not English? Why not other languages? Urdu are there, and even different languages. Many languages are there, Odia. So only Hindi was identified as an official language because it was spoken and it was understood by 40% of the Indians. So remember the percentage, my students. This is important for your MCQ. There are 21 other languages which are recognized as the scheduled language by the constitution. Now, what are these scheduled languages? Suppose you are going to appear in a competition for government job or for government work. You are going to appear in a competition. Then what you will get? You will get the chance to appear or get the question paper in any of these 21 plus 1 Hindi. So in these 22 languages, you will get the questions. So at the time of filling up the form, you have to just tick on the correct option on the languages on which you want the question paper. So whatever language you will tick up over there, you will get the question paper in that language. So that is why those 22 languages, Hindi, in 21 plus 1 Hindi, including Hindi also. So 22 languages have been identified as the scheduled language by the constitution, so that every Indian would get the equal opportunity to appear in the competitive examinations, whether that is for government vacancies or some other purpose. States too have their own official languages also, and states were also given the opportunity that they can decide their own official language. So states were having their own official languages. Official, Bihar is having Hindi, and other West Bengal, like West Bengal, they are having Bengali. So these are the official language they are having. So that was the provision given to the states that they can have their own official languages. Candidates can opt, you can see over here, candidates can opt to take examination in any one of those 22 languages including Hindi for a central government positions. For a central government job, you are going to appear. If you are going to appear, then you will get the option to take examination in any one of those 22 languages. English would act as a medium of communication. This is also the language policy. We are discussing the language policy of our country. So English would act as a medium of communication between central or state or interstate communication regarding any government work. So if the central government want to give some instruction to any of the state, then it would follow the language of English. It will not follow the language of that Hindi that was identified as the official language. If they want to give any instruction to Bihar, as we Bihar have Hindi as the official language also, so they can instruct, they can give instruction in Hindi as well. But English would act as a medium of communication between central or state government, central and state government, and even state to state, means that interstate. If one state wants to communicate with another state regarding any governmental work, any work of the government's positions or government work, then they will have to use the language English for their communication, because English is we know that it is international language and is understood by most of the Indians also. So this is also one of the policy that is regarded as the language policy of our country. The leaders of our country adopted a very cautious attitude in spreading the use of Hindi. So the leaders were having a very cautious, यानी बहुत वो संभल के adopt करते थे. Yes, they are adopting a very, what they are adopting, बहुत संभल एक attitude. They are adopting an attitude which is very cautious in spreading the use of Hindi, because they were fearing that if Hindi will cross 50% or 60%, if the 60% or 70% of Indians will start speaking, writing, and even understanding Hindi, then Hindi would be recognized as the national language. So that is also one of the reasons that the leaders of our country adopted a very cautious attitude while spreading the use of Hindi. They were very cautious, and when there is a great need of Hindi language, then they are using the language of Hindi. Otherwise, they are just stopping themselves from spreading the use of Hindi, so that it cannot become the national language. Also, maybe. So this is all regarding the language policy. Few points are also there left over regarding the language policy. Let us continue that. According to the constitution, the use of English for official purposes was to stop in 1965. It was there in the constitution that we will stop using English for official purposes from the year 1965. So let us see what happened when that year came up, when that year just come around, that year 1965, whether it was stopped really according to the constitution. Let us see. However, the many non-Hindi speaking states, those who are not speaking Hindi, those who do not know about Hindi, like nowadays Kerala is one of the states that most of the people are not knowing there. They don't know Hindi. Most of the people, Kerala and other states. So those non-Hindi speaking states, they demanded that the use of English must continue, should not stop after the year 1965. You know? So or in the year 1965, the use of English language must not be stopped. So they were just demanding that they wanted that the use of English language must continue even after 1965. So in Tamil Nadu, Kerala, this movement took a very violent form, especially in Tamil Nadu. ये movement जो है for using the language, English language as the official language, it took a violent form, है ना, लोग जो है violent हो गए कि इंग्लिश को स्टॉप नहीं किया जाए. The central government agreed. Then the central government, what they have done, they agreed to continue the use of English language along with Hindi for official purposes. So now the government of India can give instruction in both the languages. Will have to give instruction in both the languages, as English as well as Hindi. So the central government agreed to continue the use of English language along with Hindi for official purposes. So that is not one of the policies, but the policy was to stop. The thing was to stop in the year 1965 the use of English language. Because of the demand of different non-Hindi speaking states, the use of English has been continued and was agreed by the central government. So now the central government will use English along with Hindi for official purposes. Promotion of Hindi continues to be the official policy of the government of India. So the government of India has also one policy, official policy. What is that? That in the government of India want to promote, and is promoting also Hindi. As you can see, our prime minister is also speaking most of the time and using the language Hindi. So that is also the thing that the promotion has been continued. We can see that they are promoting, the central government is promoting officially Hindi language so that it can be continued to be used by the Indians. So that is all in this class, my dear students. Hope you all like the class, and if you have any queries, then please comment, write in the comment section also, so that I can respond to you all. Stay at home and stay safe. Bye bye. Take care, my dear students.